Hello, everyone. Welcome to Campbell's Creation. I'm Ellen. Hello. Let me see. Can I get this pulled up right quick? Mm, Share channel. Oh no. All right. Um, I'm still here trying to pull up this. Okay, there it is. Oh my goodness, it ain't coming through or something. New to you? No. Let me get. Oh. Look like I'm struggling here. This don't want to pick up. It will in a minute. Oh wow. I got comments to catch up on too. Let's see. It said your channel. I'll find it in a minute, guys. Uh Make sure that wasn't it. No. I'm trying to pull it up so I can see my comments. I can't. That's pretty. Okay. I forgot what I have to do. Let me see. You. Where is it? View all. Oh no. Right here. Hmm. It's not showing. Sure amazes me. Can't even pull my own stuff up while I'm live. Let me see. Wow. Okay. It gonna be a couple of us on here live together, look like. Mm, uh, Subscriptions. I don't know. It won't. It's not giving me my live feed. Look like I'm gonna have to go on. Um, Hello. Is that Miss June? How you doing, Miss June? Welcome in. I want to show and y'all how to make this basket weave quilt that I've been working on. And I'm trying to get my comments up so it can be a little closer. I can see them better, but I'm not having much luck. Let me try this one. It's showing me everybody live except me. And that's strange. Okay, I'm not gonna keep looking for it. I just have to do my best. Y'all gonna have to pardon me if I miss somebody comment, which I do my best not to. And first starting off, this is the project I started on. What I did first was I got me all my 2.5 inch strips that I had laying around, short pieces, long pieces, and I sewn them together on a not biased on a diagonal to make it long enough to cover my bed because I have a large bed. Miss Hanson said good. Okay, so I made a lot of strips using the 2.5 inch strip pieces and got them long as I need them for a bed, maybe about 7 feet long, and all on use past that will get cut away. And I started off by laying 5 vertical and 5 horizontal. But the vertical ones, I laid them flat on the bottom. And then the horizontal ones, I waited and I took them and I weaved them through. Like right here, this first one here, you can see is under, over, under, over, under, over. And the second one is this blue here, which it started on top, over, under. And I'm gonna have to go back too because my seam is showing up. See this? If you can see this line on the fabric, this line go on the bottom side, which is the seam. When I sewed these 2.5 inch strips together, right sides together, I took a safety pin and pinned it in the bottom and took my time and turned them all right sides out. You will definitely have to turn them right sides out. And I got this method and idea from making hair scrunchies. It's the same way you make hair scrunchies, but you take your safety pin, run it through, and turn them right sides out. And you make sure the seam is always on the bottom. I'm going to have to go back and adjust these with my seam showing here and turn them upside down because I have three. Actually, I have four here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? Nope. I have my whole setup upside down, y'all. So give me a minute here and I'm going to flip it. These seams all going to go to the bottom side. And I have a 6-foot folding table here. And I have each end kind of with a lightly, loosely tied knot on it to hold all this together. The reason I did it, you can work it better like that. You can slide. You can do your sliding better. And I have a few. Lay that to the side. I have a few strips right here. I'm going to take out a few of them just to show y'all how this go. And y'all can start on y'all a basket weave quilt. You can also add into your script. You don't have to have 2.5 inches all the time. You can do a 5.5 inch and come out with 5-inch scripts, but on the inside, you can also sew your batting to the inside and then fold it right sides together so your seam to run that long strip, and then take your pin or bobkin or whatever you have and turn it right side out. And once you're done, when you get the whole platform sewed down, the top of the quilt sewn down, then your quilt is already quilted. So that's like once you're done because you have your batting already inside. And let me see. I'm still trying to see, did my live pop up? And no, it haven't. I work with I have some straight pins, and you will need lots of straight pins. And I have the flat top ones, if you can see those. No fancy top, but you can use whatever you have on hand. I'm just trying to get it close to the camera so y'all can see that they are regular straight flat tops. I did put a one or two with the ball on top in here because they was in some of this stripping that I already have prepared and rolled up. And according to my calculation, to make a big enough quilt, I will need about maybe 250 of these strips. So the first thing I do is I take the pin out and I unroll my script. Once I get it unrolled, I take this end, find the seam, and I take the other end and turn it over to find the seam and put those together. Now that I have these together, I'm working my way back up to find my halfway point. I just need to find a halfway point. Some of these is turning all kind of ways on me. Okay. This is my halfway point. So what I do is I just get my pen I just had. Pull another one. Or you can take a erasable marking pencil or pen or something. You just want to put a little dot on it. I'm sliding this pen in here to mark my halfway. Now, knowing that this is my halfway point here, and you will have to do each one of these like that to know your halfway spot. See the pen? Okay. Now, once my halfway is marked, I draw this back, lay this down, and I start my next weaving section with the seam underneath. And on this last one, it went over, so I'm going to have to start under, go under, then I go over and under and over and under and over and under and over and under. Now that I have that over and under, I draw this through until I find my middle section. So I can balance it out. All right, this is my marker. So I come in and I have about 9 rows layered here already. So I'm going to go between, okay, the 4.5, that's fine. I get that 4.5 and I lay it down. Then I take my larger little pen here with the ball on it, and I slide it. Slide it over to get it tightest fitting as I can get. Get it a tight fit. You want it in there. I'm going to remove this pen. so everything can lay flat. And just tighten it up with the straight pin. Make sure it gets where it needs to go. There. And just imagine if these had batting already inside. Once I'm done, I will be done. But the way I'm doing this one is once I'm done, it still has to be quilted. I go back once I got it all weaved and laid out because I have my straight pins here that I use. And remember I told y'all would need a lot of them. Once you get it tight, lined up, I place a straight pin to hold position. I put one there. Maybe put one in here. Ooh, this one must be a major doing this. Okay. Need to go some more. You just really want to keep them kind of tight. All right. And I also pin this for a corner here. Like that. And I'm going to put one on this one on the top here. The reason for this to pin them down is because I haven't sewn them together. And once I have got it weaved it so far, I get so far along, then I can stop what I'm doing and take it to my sewing machine, and I can run seams like a grid almost, run them down and go latitude, longitude on it, and get them all sewed together like that. And when I'm done, it's gonna look like a postage stamp quilt, which is something I love to do. Let's try it again. I have that. Let's try some blue and lighter colors. This one a little smaller. I'm not sure, but it's okay if they're a little smaller because you can always add on to them. And I have another pin with the head on it. Be going in that box. Okay, unroll it because I rolled them up and put a pin in them. And I'm just going to connect them and find my center point. And I believe I'm going to make quite a few of these before I get tired of making them. All right, I found my center point, and that one, the one with the white heads is kind of big and long, so I'm just going to run one of these small flat head pins, like a little tack, right there. All right. So on this second one, since that row started here, went under, I just start this next one, lay it on top, go under the next one, come up on top, then under, and come up on top. go under the next one. Come up on top and go under that one, and then I come out on top on the other side. Now I just pull it through. I pull it through till I reach my center point. And this is a little lighter color in this one. And this is my center point with the needle right here. So that's 4 or 5 right there. I'm going to stop on this side of the with the pen, because I'm trying to kind of keep them balanced out a little bit. Then I come in and take my pen and tighten up my weave. Which, if you have a loom, that'll be awesome. I don't have a loom, but I thought about making me one. June says, thanks for sharing how to make this quilt. You are so good about sharing your knowledge of how to make quilts, and you give good tips. Thank you, June Hanson. I appreciate that. Hi, Emily. She said, hi, Miss Ellen. Welcome in. I take this larger straight pen and just tighten it up. And just keep you a lot of straight pens. These little fine ones here will do. Keep a lot of them on hand because they helps hold it once you get it where you want it to be until you go to your machine and sew it down. Now, when you start sewing, take your time and go slow, because you got pins got to be removed as you sew and get it together. And like I was telling you, before I'm done doing these, I will be doing some more, whether it be 4-inch strips or 5.5-inch strips. I mean, all of them is gorgeous, and it sounds like they would turn out very well. And I have my ends here kind of tied, so I think I'm trying to press my pen in the table, so I had to lift. Okay, I didn't take this out. That's my trouble. My center pen, I didn't take it out. Got it now. Tighten everything up. Put this pen on this end. I mean, you can go just as far as you want to go with it. Once you get it all pent up and lined up in place, you can pause and take a break until you get all of this sewn together. Okay, I have one. I put it on this. Once you get it all sewn together, then you can start again, because you can just continue to recycle your pens. You know what I mean? To hold things together. And so far, let me catch it from this. I hold it up. This is how much I got here. And doing it with batting just make it that much more easier. Just like they make quilts, you know. Not quilts, rugs. Some people put the little batting in they strip pieces for the rugs. You can do these the same way, but if you're gonna do it and use the batting, I recommend you use the larger scripts, like the 5.5-inch cuts. And what you do is you cut your strips and your batting. You cut your strips at 5.5 inches, and you can cut your batting at 5 inches. The reason for that, you have to put and sew that long seam down your strip, just like you're making a scrunch. Once you get that done, then you'll have a little extra top, sew them down. Your batting is already there. You got a beautiful bedspread or whatever you want to use it for, your beautiful quilt top, and there will be no raw edges. Y'all see any raw edges under there? Not a one. And I have a little knot tied like this on each area, which it has 4 sides. Each side has a knot tied to keep all my weaving strings or weaving strips together. And plenty of straight pins. I have some more in here. And I pretty much will use up about, I'm thinking about 250 of these strips, because I measure mine against a king size bed, and most of my quilts are big, like queen size. And just put it together to find my center point. Just to help balance out the script, y'all. Just find the center point, and I place a straight pin in the center. There you go. Now this is my center fold. I just take that straight pin I just had. Run it in. And it'll come out very beautiful. Just imagine when you decide to do this quilt, pick out you 4 colors. Pick out you a light, a medium, a dark, and a multi-print. The multi-print can be any kind of print, like mixed with the colors that you are working with. If you decide to go blue, do it, your blue. You go light blue, dark blue. Make sure you have your light is your light blue, but make sure you have your light, medium, dark, and multicolors. Mine is a scrappy quilt. I'm using scraps from a donation or something that was given to me some time ago. And I've been teaching the younger generation how to do stuff. And I just remember that I had this going, so I need to been pulled it back out, and show y'all how I do it, share it with y'all. You can only make many as you sit down to make. Starting this other row, since this last one was over, like on top, if you can see this light blue is on top, so the next one start under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and under. Come out under on the other side. Now, being on this other side, you pull it through. Pull it through till you find your center point. Okay, I feel it is coming. That pin taught my hand, and this is the pin right here, if y'all can see that. So I have 9 rows here going vertical or I get it mixed up, vertical, horizontal, straight up and down. So I'm going to slide my pen over right at the edge of the fourth one. And then you can shimmy it a little bit. Get it all to lay down in place. Make sure it's tight. Not balled up kind of tight, but just get it flat. Get it touching. There. Now, the way it comes out, I should have about half and half on each side of my quilt top I'm making here. I have 9 rows going up and down. So you can see I'm not really progressing on the straight up and down rows just yet. I'm working on this bottom side of it. And right now with the bottom side, it's just going to keep going down, down, down on this bottom side. Once I can get the bottom side filled up, then I can go back, sew these down, or I can just stop and sew some down and put whatever pins I'm using to hold it back into my pin tray here, and then continue to work my way on down. But once I finish working my way on down, I have to turn to another side, for instance, like this side, and then I have to weave my scripts from the bottom all the way up to this section, which is going to give me an overhang for that side, which that is okay. You just let it hang on off and keep moving and keep going, but do it a section at a time. That really helps. Okay, I was checking, see that I have somebody new coming in. I'm gonna do another blue here. And oh, looks like I'm taking my script back out. I'm glad I didn't take that pen out. I ain't even get it pinned down. So let me balance this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, I'm going to use this longer pen with the big head, the white head on it, to tighten it up, get it slide together. Okay. Now, here, I can hold it and pull this pen out and repin it on top to hold that together. Most of my pins are on an angle, and I try to pin them on an angle so they can stay on top. Where when I go back to sew it down, I can just remove the pins before I start that row. Woo. And be careful not to stick yourself. I'm struggling to keep from sticking myself. Got it. Now these pins just hold your the tight order. All right. I got a lot of them going to the side here, which is my tails. Just going to the side. And when I'm done, I just take my knots are loose on each corner or each side, and I just retie all of them together. So I'll know all of these go to this side, the right side. It made like a square, so we're dealing with 4 different sides, and I'm just trying to do it this way to keep it in order and organized so I can see what I'm doing, how it coming along. And this gonna be a slow go for me. I already know. But that's okay. I put both of my ends together and slide them through my hand just to kind of flatten them out to get to my center point. And here we are. Okay. Take a straight pen and mark my center. This is just how I do it. It keeps me in order. And then it can open out. See the straight pen? All right. Now, I want to make sure I start with my seam. The seam you have to sew. If you can see that seam, that's the seam you have to sew with them right sides together and then turn it out. I want that on the bottom side, which that will leave no raw edges once you're done. And start over the top, under the bottom. And once I'm stationary, I ain't got to worry about where I'm gonna live or where I'm gonna stay or where I'm gonna be at. I'm gonna go ahead and make me a loom for this, which is just maybe a couple sheets of plyboard. Cause the plyboard is like 8 feet long, 4 feet wide. I would probably do 2 together, which it'll be a 8 by 8. Oh my goodness. That call will have to wait. Okay. All right. Now I find I slide it on through till I find my safety pin for the center. That lets me know I have that much, at least that much I have to weave on both sides. And I pass my center. Okay, got it. The weight from this knot feel like it's trying to pull it down on me. Okay, let me take this out. Just take it out, let it hang. Let it hang. Let it hang. I can get them, line them up much better. But making a little loom, it'll go so much because you have a way to keep it tight. You have a way to just keep everything moving nice and smooth. All right, get it pinned down here. All right. Ooh, I know I have a lot of hand quilters with me that likes to hand quilt. This is a good way to make some completed quilts, hand quilting it together. But if you're not into small pieces, I would recommend using the 4.5-inch strip cuts, adding your 5-inch or 5.25-inch batting strips to get everything inside the strip that need to be there to make it work for a quilt. But when I'm done with this one, I may send it out to get it quilt because I don't have the spoon, the couplet foot you need to quilt with it. So I'll send it out to somebody with maybe a spoon foot or a professional, somebody know what they're doing, to go and get it quilted into a nice, cute little design. I don't really need a whole lot of pins, but these pins really help keep it in place. Now, I'm going to hold it up again. See how that worked? This one on top, that's over. It went under this next one, which is the blue. Over, under that blue. Over, under the green. Over, under. And you just keep going doing that process. Over, under, over, under, over, under. It's a weaving process. I used to watch my uncle weave bottoms and chairs. I used to sit all day and watch him. I just liked it from the get-go. And now that I have my table here, which I can't let this table stay down like this, but I really like that I was able to open it up in a small space to be able to show y'all how this works and how it goes. I thought I had another strip. I might have used it. Okay. I didn't take another one out. I have 4 more left in the bag here. I don't want to use all the lights on one end. Let's see how I can do. Let's try this one. Oh, another one of the big head pins. Ooh, I stuck that pin in there. It didn't want to let go. All right. Unroll them. Put the ends together to find my center point. And I remind y'all, I ironed it all of these because once you sew your center, once you sew the center on the scripts together, you have to line this up and lay it flat and take your iron and iron it so your center will be showing on the bottom. And make sure you iron them because it'll be flat so you can weave it, but your seam opening, which would have been a raw edge, is no raw edge now. It'll go to the bottom of your project. Okay. Mark this center point. I got a mixture of pins here in this little tray here. But they doing just what they supposed to. Ow! Other than stick me. It doing what it's supposed to do. It helped me find my center point. Okay, this one is at a center. I'm going to put it in and just let it hang right there. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want, oh, wow. I want this side to go in last, and I want this side to go in first. So now, drop it, putting seam sides on the, I start off with under the first one, over the second one, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, and I'm out. Now I have to find my center point. I have marked with the pin. I just have to be careful. Don't stick myself. Okay, here's my pin right here. So get it going on through. And I will be working this quilt in between my other projects I have going. I'm going to get me a special tote and put it in. All right. And you know, if you can shimmy it in there, it's okay to shimmy because it helps you to get it that much tighter. All right. Get a shimmy on in there kind of tight. That way I can put a pin on these ends. I don't want to have pins everywhere. So you will have to be very careful with your little smaller pins. These little smaller ones come in very, very handy for projects like these. And you can use many pins you want to get it to hold and stay in place until you get ready to sew it down. It just helps hold it in place for you. All right. Let y'all have a little peek at that. All my strings and stuff trying to turn, but see where I put this little yellow here to lighten it up on this side, some to brighten it up. It's getting bigger and bigger. Now, at this point, if you wanted to, You could carry it to your sewing machine, and I'm not ready to go to my sewing machine yet with it. I want to get me some of the, is it mono flag, mono, the clear thread. I want to get some of the clear thread and use that with this quilt. I want to use it in my bobbin if it will allow me to. Put it in my bobbin and put it in the top. That way, both threads, top and bottom, will be the same on this quilt. Um, hello, hello, Melody. She said, I can't wait to go through my stashes and give this a try. It looks beautiful. Thank you for your time and sharing. You are so welcome. I thank you for being here, and you're always welcome. I try to teach everything I learn and sew and do. I have 50 years of sewing and quilting behind me in experience. I started sewing when I was about 8 years old. And I started off with hand needles because back then my mama had hand needles and she was teaching all the girls how to sew to help her with quilts. It was a thing in the house where everybody, all the girls had to come together. There's so many different seasons when I was growing up when it was a season for harvest. All the girls had to come together, help do harvest, like shelling peas, getting the okra, clean the okra, wash the okra, shell peas. You cannot leave. You can take a break, go to the bathroom or eat something, but then you're right back at work. You're in the house just constantly doing work to benefit the family itself. My mama did a lot of canning and food prep and stuff like that. And I really appreciate her for what she taught me. You know, as growing up as children, children don't realize that learning as I learned growing up, it was a skill for life. But children these days be like, I don't want to do that. I go to school, I go to college, I find a job. Okay, we facing a time now where there may come a time where there might not be a job. You might have to focus on barter and trade. So if you have to barter and trade something, what do you know how to do? What can you do that you can trade for food, or you can trade for 3 loaves of breads and 2 fish or something like that just to feed your family? That's just, I don't mind sharing. I share all my stuff for free. I even let y'all know if somebody needs some help in doing something. I am even willing to virtually chat with you, like a private chat, to show you exactly how something is done. And I do it because I have a love for it. I have a love for this. And if somebody want to learn, I want to be willing to teach them. Let me be found willingly working for my Lord, okay? That's my thing. Let me be found willingly working. And the benefit of doing this is I get my rewards later. The thing is now I need to help somebody that to have a reward of enjoying one right now or tomorrow or whenever they done with it. Um, I have a lot of quilt tops here in the back, and these two are finished quilts right here. They're heavy. I make a lot of heavy quilt, and I recently found myself telling somebody my quilts are medical quilts. Okay, they will bust a fever. If you're sick and have a fever, they will break that fever. You lay under that quilt, it'll break your fever. So I emphasizes on warm quilts. My thing is warm quilts. Not all of my quilts have a warm layer in them, but I mostly make a lot of my quilts for the warmthness. If it's 15 below zero outside, my warm quilts are designed to help hold your body heat under that quilt to keep you warm. And it's it's not something scientifically that I studied and tried to do, but it's something I just automatically knew that I wanted because I grew up padding my quilts out with cotton. And we use the term padding because you have to literally by hand it been processed it at the gin, but you still have to pull it because it been processed and cleaned and washed, but you have to still pull it apart to get that batting kind of feel to it. And then once you get it like you want it, you lay it in the spot of the quilt. You just lay it, and once you get enough padded in that spot to be thick enough for that warm layer of comfort, then you go ahead and add your top on and quilt the whole thing. But nowadays, I'm learning free motion quilting. I have learned different techniques and ways you can do quilting, and a lot of this have already. Some of this I had designed a book. I had designed a book with certain quilts I wanted to make, and me and my mama was gonna do this and do that, and I kept the book hidden. I didn't go through and follow through with the book, but I did put it in an envelope and mail it back to me. Now, if anybody know anything about that process, they call that process padding, proof of patting that you had it first. That was a way of patting your stuff back in that day without the legal paper showing that you are the original creator. So if you have it with the postal mark and it's stamped and sealed, then you can prove it with the date on the mailed envelope that you were the first designer. Um okay, I read that one all the way already. I'm not gonna keep y'all all day, but I do wanna get here. See can how much can I lift this up here. I started this off with just maybe 5 strips vertically and 5 for horizontal. And look how big it then got. It then got more longer than it has width, right? So I will have to I have to cut some more strippings and get them sewed up and long enough. I'm trying to get them at least maybe 8 foot long. I know all of them ain't 8 foot, but if I can get them 8 foot long, I know once I'm done, the rest of the edging I can do a stay stitch all the way around, then trim it off. Once you trim it off, leave it like that till you quilt it. If you're going to quilt it, if you already have the batting in there, then you go ahead and put your binding on it. Go ahead and put your binding on it, and once you're done, you will have no raw edges showing. See the bottom? No raw edges. All right. Thank y'all for coming out here to be with me. Thank y'all for allowing me to share this with y'all. And I will ask y'all to please do share this video. Pass it on to your friends, your family, or your timeline if you would like. Um, all it is basically just teaching somebody how to basket weave a quilt. And it's so easy. I just love it. And if I had a way to have a weaving loom attached to my wall somewhere, I would definitely use it. And the only way to use it like this is you would need some tacks, the little thumb tacks. Apply thumb tacks at the top, every one of them, and as you weave them and run it through, you can thumb tack it. That's the only difference. I'm using straight pins now because I have it on a folding table. But if you look closely, depending on how you hold it, it seems like it go to swaying one way or swaying the other way. Ain't nothing. That'll come out. It ain't too much to that. It'll come out. I have my straight pins in it, and you can use many straight pins as you like to hold it in place. Once you get it in place, say you want to cut you some if it's just like this and you're going to quilt it later, you can cut you some heat and bun. Get you some heat and bun, measure your space, cut it out, and iron it on to the seamless back side. And once you iron it on and take it off, ain't nothing going nowhere. You can pull out all your pins and everything. Iron it on there. Ain't nothing moving. That's what we want to do to get it tight, to get it to stay. So when we top stitch this down, it ain't going nowhere. Once top stitch down, you can go ahead and quilt over it again if you want to, or you can just let those top stitches be how you're going to quilt it, which is you can do it off the grid like a grid pattern. What they call it, crisscross, or y'all know what I'm talking about, making the diamonds. Be like, this quilt is a diamond in the rough. Yeah. Okay, I ain't gonna keep y'all. This is what I want to show y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining me today. Please give me the thumbs up, like. I appreciate y'all comments, and do share this video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I have more to come. Stay tuned. I'm still working on my feathering quilt, and I'm close to being done with it. But those kind of quilts take up to 25 to maybe 30 hours to get done. It's a large quilt, and I do have a plan to start another color, a different version, which something told me, oh, do it blue. You ain't did no blue quilt, but I don't know. I see. I think I want to try some batiks. Get me just some full color batik fabric and do the bottom with some 108 backing, and put my batting and my warm layer in between it. And this time I'm going to baste it. I hand baste my quilt, and then I'm probably going to put it on the cutie frame over here and quilted with the Qnique 15R machine, just to try different things and experience it in different ways, because I really love me some sewing and quilting, y'all. I really do. So without any further ado, y'all have a blessed day and a happy new year, everybody. Happy New Year. Talk to y'all later. Bye now. Oh, P.S. I left my email in the bottom of the description of this video, and if you need to contact me, you can contact me through that email. Thank you. Bye now.